Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for Moonriver, MOVR. I was asked to do this a couple days ago from a subscriber, and I'm glad I took a look at it. So since the low here, we've appeared to make a three-wave move to the upside, which is very impulsive. You can see we have no divergence at all on the daily. It's looking like a third wave. We've broken through previous resistance, and we're right at using that previous resistance as support. Now for this to stay intact, I want to see this level hold. Let's just go over the count real quick. This is just a daily count. And we'll go down to the 4 hour. So off the low, which I've highlighted there in red, we had a short retrace, the 236 and the 382 for our wave 2. You can see 5 clean waves to the upside. Nice sideways ABC, which we look for. And we've blown off here for our third wave. Came all the way to the 2.382 extension. And we just snuck through the 50% retracement here. Now, usually that would be a place to be very careful when a fourth wave comes that deep. But we can use the rule of alternation here, where we had a shallow wave 2. We'd actually expect a deeper wave 4 retracement. Now it looks similar in length of time so far. Not quite the same. But if the correction is not complete here, I would expect this to either turn into a flat pattern, like I always say to look for, to extend out a little more before our fifth. Or the other thing we expect in a triangle, in a fourth wave is a triangle. So if this is not complete yet, I would expect a pretty bullish correction to be in this area. But as of right now, everything is there to be considered complete. We had a nice double zigzag here as a WXY, a flat, then a zigzag as a WXY, a 335, and then a ABC here for our Y wave. And we've come up in what appears to be 5 waves with a flat wave 4 right here. And we've now retraced back between the 50 and the 618 retracement. Now, if I was going to take a long here, which most likely I am, I want to see this low defended, the Y wave. But that's a lot of room right there. We're talking about $15.41, which is a move of from the current price almost 40%. So I'm not interested in the stop being at that level. Now what I'm going to do in my trade is make sure this makes 5, and it looks like we're on our 5th here on a micro 1-2. And look for a sideways correction. I'm going to buy that correction myself, not financial advice. I'm just giving you full transparency of what I'm doing. Stop's going to go on this wave 2 low. That's how I'm going to play it, and targeting, I'll show you those targets in a moment. But that gives me the largest position size for this trade setup. And again, fully aware that this could turn into a bigger correction, come down to the 618, in which case I would open a second position and finally have my stop at that Y. It's more profitable to take those 2 separate trades if this correct stays intact than one with the stop at that 15 level. But that is what I am doing. You make your own decisions. So on linears, you can see we've been respecting log scale, which is why I want to use log scale for our targets. And I have the 5th wave of this 5-wave impulse up around 81.695 to 95.84. So a pretty good area there, and that is the 3.236 extension of our wave 1 off our 2. That would be the area I would look to take profit on this one if this stays intact. But on linear scale, again, it's respecting log scale currently in retracements and targets. But this is, if the count starts to fall apart, I'd only be targeting about $50, depending how impulsive this third wave is. But I pulled the pivots off this first one too. If they stay intact, that's our fifth wave target up at around 95.84. If this wave 2 holds, that's our standard fib targets. So mover looks very good and no divergence yet, looking pretty solid to the upside. All right guys, so that's what I'm doing for mover. And how can we come down from here? Very easily. This is a 3. We'd expect this to turn into a 3 and then come down in either 3 or 5. Go out to the 4 hour. And all that would be an A wave, come up for our B, and make new lows for our C. So that's how we do come down. We just keep going sideways and we don't get impulsive. But for trading purposes, I'm looking for this micro 1-2 down at the 15-minute level. And my entry will be something like this. Again, targeting up there around that $90, and if that fails, look for a lower entry at between this 50 and the 618. Stop here. All right, guys, so that's it for mover. Thank you to the subscriber who suggested this. It looks quite nice for a fifth wave to the upside currently. Just hopefully we hold this level and use that previous resistance as support. It should get moving relatively quickly if this count's going to stay intact. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Check out my other videos if you want to see my other setups. And thanks for watching.